Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. I am from APS Fort Road Middle Wing Boys. So today we are going to discuss about the basic topics of the week 2 of your assignments. So the main topics of your assignments are seed production, germination, which are on textbook page number 5. So let's start from the seed production, and before starting seed production, let's move to the previous page which we have discussed, that is about the life cycle of flowering plant. So when we observe this life cycle begins with the seed. So seed is the basic part, or the it plays a vital role because the whole life cycle begins from this seed. So now we discuss about the parts of this seed and the production criteria of this seed, then how this seed produce to make an adult plant. So first of all, we have to know that what are the basic parts of this seed. When we discuss about this seed, then we have to know that what are the basic parts and what are their function and seed production. So the first thing, which is seed coat. Seed coat is the outer covering of the seed. It helps to protect the embryo from injury and drying out. It helps it that this embryo will not be injured or it will be dry out. Now next thing which is inside the seed is the embryo. Embryo is the immature plant. This immature plant, it will grow to become a new plant under the right conditions. Now in the further topic we will discuss about these right conditions, that how this embryo becomes the adult plant from this immature situation. Now the next thing is seed leaves. The seed leaves contains a store of nutrients for the new plant that will grow from the embryo. This embryo will further becomes a new plant. Now for this new plants there must be some nutrients, so these nutrients are stored in the seed leaves. Now next topic, which is germination. So the germination is the process of the seed, that the seed will grow into a young plant which is called a seedling under right conditions. So what are these right conditions? These right conditions are air, water and warmth. This germination topic is discussed in the video which we have shared with you all in a very comprehensive way. So you must have to watch this video. It's a very interesting video. You have to watch it to understand this topic, germination. Now move to the next page. On the next page, it's an experimental. Now you have to do this experiment at your home by using 10 seeds, 2 identical containers, cotton wool and water. Now in step 1, you have to observe the seed and the seed coat and touch the seed coat of the seed, that how does it feel. Now in the second step, you have to prepare 2 setups, setup X and setup Y. In setup X you have to put 5 seeds, as well as in setup Y you have to put 5 seeds. For third step, you have to put these 5 seeds, this setup X in a dark drawer and this setup Y in the near the window, where it can get a good quality of a light. Now setup 4, observe the seed beans in the 2 setup daily. Make sure the cotton wool in both containers must be damp throughout the experiment. You have to put water daily in these containers so that the cotton wool becomes damp throughout the experiments for all days. Now after completing your experiment, you have to observe these questions and you have to fill these questions and their answers by yourself. Now the first question you have to solve is predict what you think seed needs to germinate. So you have to mention the right conditions over here, that which are the right conditions which are needed for the food seed germination. Now move to next page. What changes, if any, has taken place in the seed in the two setups? Record your answers. In this answer, you have to mention the right conditions, the changes which you have to observe in the seeds in the setup X and seeds in the setup Y. That what are the basic changes which setup X has and setup Y don't have. Now in question number 3, what can you conclude from this experiment? What is your conclusion? What is the difference you have observed? And what should be required in this experiment to conclude this experiment fairly? You have to write answer over here. Now move to next page. Here is a picture of germination of the seed, that how seeds germinate. You have to explain it. You have to read it step by step. The first of all, you have to observe that with air, water and warmth, a seed can start germinating. On this step, the seed only starts germinating. On the next step, from this seed, from the help of its embryo, the roots appears. Then after appearing of the roots, shoots appear. These shoots appear with a seed leaves. From the seed leaves, provide the seedling with the food. Now this seed leaves contains a good amount of nutrients which help the shoots to become the adult plant. Now on the next step, the leaves appear from the outside the seed. On the next step, the leaf starts making food. The seed coat falls of the seeds and seed becomes, leaves have been exhausted. On the last step, you have observed that now the young plants appear and it is fully grown. Now there are lots of flower, fruits are on it. Now the last topic which we have to discuss is flower production. Now after germination, the seedling grows into an adult plant that bears flowers. Now flowers contains two reproductive organs for the production. The first organ is the male reproductive organ and the second one is the female reproductive organ. Now further, these male reproductive organ and female reproductive organs are further classified into different parts. Now first discuss about the male reproductive parts, male reproductive organs of the flower. Now the first thing is anther and filament. Now anthers may contain a polar grain as well. Now move to the female organs. We will discuss them on the next step. Carpel, female organ. Now carpel is the female organ and it contains a different various parts. The first one is stigma, then style, then ovary, and inside the ovary there are the ovules. Now let's discuss these organs step by step. The male organ is called the stamen. The stamen consists of a stalk called filament. This is the stalk which is called filament, and on filament there is an anther. An anther carries pollen grains on it, which are in the form of dots, which are mentioned over here in the form of dots. These are the pollen grains and this part is called the anther. Anther is supported by the filament and filament is attached to the base of the flower. The female organ part is called carpel and the carpel consists of stigma, then style and then ovary, and inside the ovary there are ovules which are helpful for the reproduction of the flower. Thank you.